Spoiler alert, the dog dies at the fucking end. Call John Wick.
Whoever it is, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all.
What's going on, everyone? The Bad Habits, aka TBH here, and we're here to do one last review for the year 2023. And we are here to review, wait for it, Marley and Me. I realize this is a double pack, but we're just doing the first one, okay? We're not doing the puppy year prequel. We're not doing that. So, it has been 15 years since this movie released. Hell of a pick, if you ask me. Originally, I was thinking about doing Die Hard because this movie turned 35 years old this year. But honestly, even though it takes place on Christmas, and I consider it a Christmas movie, as a lot of people do, but it actually came out in July, which is near my birthday. So it turns out, back in July when I did a bunch of Mission Impossible videos, I probably should have snuck one in, but whatever.
How the hell is this?
Marley and Me, okay? This movie is fairly simple, as I mentioned. It stars Owen Wilson as John, Jennifer Aniston as Jen. That'll be hard to remember. And for the most part, that's about it. Of course, you got the titular Marley, who is the star of this film, but you know, he's a dog. And yes, Marley dies at the end, as does everything else. You know, it's coming for us all. John and Jen are a couple. They don't necessarily plan on having kids, so John gets Jen a dog, and that just sort of blossoms. Those two adopt Marley thinking it'll be like a literal walk in the park situation. No, as someone with a dog, which is weird, I don't have him in for this video. Check out my Mrs. Doubtfire video. He's in there for like 10 minutes. I didn't really plan on Anubis making an appearance in that video. He just kind of popped up, and we're not about consistency here. So yeah, he's not in this one. Thank God, because you know what, honestly, that might have made this video a lot harder if I had to watch the movie with him as I intended. So it might have just been easier to have a kid. If I'm being honest, if, you know, it turns out, I mean, they end up having 3 anyway, spoiler alert. And one of those kids is the one from The Mist. John brings Jen to this lady who has a dog kennel, I guess. She breeds puppies. For apparently he's $200, while the other males are $275 and $300 for the girls. So yeah, the previous owner already knew Marley was a fucking handful. And you know, John and Jen got hit with the okie doke. It is what it is. But I loved it when she called him a clearance puppy. That's goddamn hilarious and just adorable. And since Marley is a handful, early on in the film, they enroll him in a little like training class. Of course it goes to shit because this is a movie. We gotta have some hijinks here and there. So the trainer, I'm blanking on her name right now, but she's hilarious. You've probably seen her in a bunch of movies. You may not even know it. She ends up being one of the worst trainers I've ever seen, though. At one point, John hands the trainer the reins, or the leash, whatever you want to call it. She fucking lets go. Like, this is your job, lady. This is an open park, too, so we got a problem. And of course, Marley is fucking adorable in this movie. It's a dog. I mean, well, I guess it's many dogs throughout this film, but who doesn't love a fucking dog, you know? Most of the time, I'm on Marley's side, except when he ate the goddamn necklace, okay? Now, keep in mind, that necklace will come back later on in this review, but John gets Jen a really adorable lock and key necklace. It's adorable. It's a great little gift. Marley eats it, and well, you know, we just gotta wait for it to come out. That's just the way it is. After they've had Marley for a while and they're just like desperate as fuck to leave, they bring this tiny, young little like dog sitter to stay at their house for a little while. They really set her up for goddamn failure. Immediately, as soon as she arrives, they're already damn near out the door. They straight up hit this girl with the okie doke.
And just be calm, you just stay still. And you're a dog person, right?
Actually,
Ready? Here we go. Come on, you say hello. No, don't do that. Sorry. You just have to, all you have to do is you just knee him if he does that.
Don't worry about that. Shouldn't happen all the time. Just when you walk through the door. But here, read this. This will tell you everything that you need to know. So just study that.
I got the bags
you got
here.
everything?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Come on, honey.
Get that door.
I got it.
In a nice little twist of fate here, in reverse, when they arrive back from their trip, she's ready to fucking go. Waste no damn time. So yeah. Another little small plot point I thought it was actually cool was this movie came out in 2008, which was the year Owen Wilson was turning 40, and they actually incorporated that into the movie. Oh yeah, and to celebrate the 40th birthday, they do a big little surprise party, which is goddamn adorable, of course. He probably should have seen it coming since he came home, the lights are out, and everyone's presumably asleep on your birthday. But during this party, John is eating cake and he's also like feeding Marley as well. I'm convinced Owen Wilson made a mistake in that take right there, honestly. So like I said, he is feeding Marley and then he ends up eating with the same fork. And before the camera cuts, just before, he's making a face like, did I fucking bite off the same fork? Ugh. And then right before he lost his shit, they cut. Yeah, fast forward, John and Jen start their family, life gets complicated, there's ups and downs. It is what it is. That's not really what I want to focus on in this review. Also, I plan on keeping this short. It's the holidays, baby. I don't want to keep you away from your loved ones or, doing whatever you gotta do. So, fast forward, Marley lives a great full life with John and Jen and the kids. And as he gets older, he starts to decline. Shit. Sorry. Damn it. Starting to feel something. All right, I didn't cry during the movie. I got sad, of course.
Just makes me want to burn this motherfucker down. Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down!
Anyway, let's get back to it before the waterworks start going. The vet that ends up giving the bad news, of course, kind of cold in a way. Now, I know this is her job, she's probably numb to this sort of deals with this shit every day. I get it. But maybe let's do a little build up before you start saying, prepare yourself that your dog's not gonna make it through the night. Maybe just like, let's tweak it. Let's add a few words here. Let's build up to it in some way. And sure, I understand. Sometimes you gotta be matter of fucking fact here. But damn, lady, you're killing me. And my dog. Now, another thing I've sort of omitted when I was talking about the characters in this movie, John actually has a best friend named Sebastian who is, he's a literal foil to John's character. They're basically opposites in every way. John's the family man, Sebastian's the bachelor, okay? One's got blonde hair, one's got dark brown hair. Yeah. So in the third act, he ends up moving to New York to work for the New York Times. Congratulations. And, he and John split apart. And these sort of things happen to us all. We've all had to move away or someone moved out of our life, I thought it was really nice, though. At the very end, Sebastian and John run into each other on the street. And their interaction feels really fucking natural. Especially how they keep saying, like, one of these days we gotta catch up. That is story of my goddamn life, honestly. I feel like I run into people all the time and I'm just like, I would love to catch up one day, but I don't know. It's just sometimes one day never happens. Almost done here, folks. One of my final pros, one of them at least, when it's time to put Marley down, when the doctor is getting ready to insert the needle, instead of watching the impact, we quick cut to Patrick inserting a family tape. Really respectful, honestly. Obviously we knew where it was going, but I like how they cut that little bit out. there's a flood of emotions at that point. But once we cut back to Marley and John in the room, the needle's already inserted, and it's a really small touch that I hope I'm not lingering on too much for, but it felt really respectful. It's getting tough to talk about this, so we're wrapping up here really shortly. But I thought it was really nice that Marley gets to be buried at the family home. That way he can sort of be with them forever. Earlier, I talked about how Marley ate the goddamn lock and key necklace. Yeah, that comes back in a big way. When everyone's saying their goodbyes, you know, they cover him up in his favorite blanket. There's some drawings, and you know, it's sad as fuck. Okay, well done to all the actors. Jen decides to bury that lock and key necklace with Marley. For example, like when I go visit my dad's tombstone or gravestone, whatever you want to call it, I sometimes will bring a Reese's cup. That was one of his favorite snacks. So, you know, we all grieve in our own ways. I get it. That made me laugh though. It was at the most inappropriate time, of course, because we're saying goodbyes to Marley. And meanwhile, I'm just looking at Owen Wilson's character like, wow, I was gonna pawn that shit, man. Gotta pay for the funeral. That is the worst Owen Wilson impression. So, you're welcome. That is all the notes, folks. That is all the notes. Marley and Me. I'm gonna give it a rating of stream it. It's really good. It's not perfect. I thought it would be a nice way to end the year. It's a very bittersweet movie. And in a way, we all can relate to this movie in some way, shape, or form. Hold the ones you love closely. It's the holidays. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm the Bad Habits, aka TVH. And I'm signing out for the last time this year. Deuces.